Yeah, so I made a Waffle House in VRChat. I'm not the first person to make a Waffle House. I mean, there are multiple Waffle Houses in VRChat, and they're all cool. They're all cool to go in and mess around in and all that stuff. But I figured, you know what? I'd like to make a Waffle House because the overall structure of the building is very interesting, and it could be easily replicated in Unity and all this other stuff. And I really, really like Waffle House. So I, decided, let me, put my version of Waffle House out there for other people to enjoy, and put it with the other Waffle Houses in VR chat. But it's just a fun place. Like I really, really enjoyed making this, and yeah, I'll show you around. So where I live, there are no Waffle Houses. I think the closest one is like 2 hours away, 2.5 hours away. So for me, going to a Waffle House is a special occasion. Most of the time, it's when I'm going on vacation or something like that, and like going down to Florida or something like that. Doing a road trip. That's my association with Waffle House, is going somewhere far away and stopping at a Waffle House, and their waffles are so good. I really, really love the food there, and the amount of food that you get is mind-blowing. So I love Waffle House. So this is my homage to this lovely dining establishment. So I decided to do the Waffle House at night. It's such a unique vibe. There's nothing like it. It's just, even though you go here for breakfast and everything, but there is a completely different feel to Waffle House at night. And for me personally, every time I end up going to one of these places, it's at night, because I really have no way to plan around it. It's either we're on a road trip and we got to stop and get something to eat, and we're in some random town somewhere. It's always at night. So I really like the look at this place at night. Yeah, so I looked at tons and tons of pictures of the inside of a Waffle House, trying to make sure I got the seats right, the pedestals on the seats and the floor, the counter height. It's really weird because like 1 minute you're like, oh, let me make like a Waffle House, that'd be funny, and then there's things that you don't even think about that come into play when you're designing these places. So yeah, like just the way that the dividers are between like the registers and the booths, and there's a ton of stuff that your mind doesn't even think about. But when it comes to 3D modeling it, you have to look at every single little thing, because if you don't, like, it's just not going to look right. Like that's my thing. I was like, it had to be exactly the way I think it would look. And yeah, this is what I pulled off. I made sure that all the lights have a yellow hue to them. I turned up the yellow actually to kind of give it more of a warm feeling, because there's ways you can mimic like fluorescent lighting and incandescent lighting and all this other stuff, but it wasn't like the right warmth. So I actually cranked up these lights. They're a little bit more yellow than they should be, but with the yellow ceiling and everything, even the ceilings I don't think are this yellow at a Waffle House, but the overall ambience of it, like it really pulls everything together and like makes it feel like a late night Waffle House. One thing I wanted to make sure I got completely right was the plate. It's such a dated looking design. This is actually older style where it says Waffle House. I don't think they all say Waffle House anymore. But this is the older style plate with these little like S things on it, and it's such a weird thing because it's a very dated looking plate. But you can go to a brand new Waffle House and they'll have like this style plate, and I think that's so cool. So I had to make sure I got the plate right. The mug is not 100% because they have these like really thick, like very heavy mugs, and I really couldn't find a good model for that, but I found a regular mug. But I made sure I got the the proper Waffle House coffee logo on there. So I thought that was really cool. But yeah, it was this. I mean, with 3D modeling is strange because as a hobby, it's almost like a train set or something. Because I used to be into HO scale trains when I was a kid, and 3D modeling has that very model-esque type feel to it, where you're a hobbyist and you're tinkering and making sure all these little things fit and stuff like that. So it's really cool because it's like you get to make your own model of anything, which is really cool. Because you can go to a model store and go, okay, well, what do you got that I can build with the pieces? But with 3D modeling, you make the pieces, you make everything exactly the way you want, and I think that is so cool. So yeah, I had a lot of fun making this place. I had a bunch of fun making this place and everything, but this Waffle House isn't all what it seems. You see, I put these buttons here. Now, you can use these buttons to pretend like you're at a Waffle House, Someone sits at the counter and asks for a waffle, and you can spawn a waffle and it pops up and everything like that. But there's a catch. These buttons are unlimited. You can click these as many times as you want. So you can make a chair, which pops up over there in the corner. You can make a mug that pops up over here. You can also make a plate that pops up over here. And then, a waffle. But you can click these as many times as you want. It's absolutely endless. You can make as many waffles. And you know what the thing is? There's other worlds that do make this endless spawning thing, but the items usually get destroyed, or there's a way to get rid of the items. I didn't add that part. These items just stay in the world forever. So if you keep making waffles, or chairs, or anything, you could fill this Waffle House with waffles. And it just keeps going and going and going and going and going, and it'll just keep spilling out, and it's in complete madness. So it's all up to you. Do you have the willpower to keep this place, nice and tidy? Or do you just want to destroy the place with plates and all sorts of stuff? It's endless. Also safety is a concern sometimes, so you can spawn a wet floor sign by the bathrooms just in case. But like everything else, you can spawn infinite amount of wet floor signs, so to really get the point across that the floor is wet, you don't want anybody tripping, so make sure to just make a pile of them just to be safe. The quickest way to get the job done is with the chairs. The chairs will go berserk. The chairs won't stop. They'll start bouncing and flying into each other and just exploding everywhere. And yes, this is a very, very dangerous scenario. It's just surreal. I really love doing this because it's just like you'll never see this happen in an actual Waffle House, and it's bizarre. It's absolutely bizarre. Look at this. This is it. And you can you can do 2 clicks at the same time and really get the job done really fast. So, come down to my Waffle House on VRChat and just fill it with chairs or something. I don't know.